September 4th, 2024, dawned like any other day in Winder, Georgia. Students at Apalachee High School chatted excitedly in the hallways, eager to begin their day. But by midday, this peaceful scene would transform into a nightmare. Gunshots echoed through the school's corridors, replacing the sounds of laughter and chatter with screams of terror. 4 innocent lives were brutally cut short that day: Lucas Meadows, Aiden McConnell, Laura Irami, and Mike Aspinwall. The assailant, a 14-year-old student named Colt Gray, turned a place of learning into a scene of carnage. The community reeled in shock and disbelief. The question on everyone's mind was simple, yet agonizing. Why? Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and ATF, descended upon the school. Students, teachers, and staff, many in states of shock, were evacuated to safety. The shooting at Apalachee High School was a stark reminder of the vulnerability of our schools and the devastating consequences of unchecked access to firearms. The immediate aftermath of the shooting was a blur of sirens, panicked phone calls, and tearful reunions. But as the dust settled, the true extent of the tragedy began to sink in. The community of Winder was left reeling, grappling with the enormity of the loss and searching for ways to heal. The victims were more than just names in a news report. They were sons, daughters, friends, mentors, and beloved members of the community. As the community mourned, stories of their lives emerged, painting a picture of the irreplaceable individuals lost that day. Their absence left a gaping hole in the hearts of those who knew and loved them. In the wake of the tragedy, the community came together in a remarkable display of unity and support. Candlelight vigils were held, offering a space for shared grief and remembrance. Donations poured in from across the country, a testament to the outpouring of love and support for the victims and their families. As the investigation into the shooting unfolded, the spotlight turned to the young man at the center of the tragedy, 14-year-old Colt Gray. What drove this seemingly ordinary teenager to commit such an unspeakable act? The search for answers led investigators down a complex and troubling path. Colt Gray was described by some classmates as quiet and withdrawn, while others recalled instances of bullying and anger. His parents had divorced several years prior, and those close to the family whispered about a tumultuous home life. The weapon used in the shooting, an AR-15 style rifle, was traced back to Colt's father. It was a chilling reminder of the deadly consequences of lax gun laws and the failure to address the issue of domestic violence. The discovery ignited a firestorm of controversy, with many questioning how a troubled teenager with a history of family instability could gain access to such a powerful weapon. His story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of addressing mental health issues in young people and the need for stronger gun control measures. Section 4. A community in mourning. Winder unites in grief. In the wake of the shooting, the close-knit community of Winder, Georgia found itself bound together by grief and a shared determination to heal. The outpouring of support for the victims' families was immediate and overwhelming. Neighbors comforted one another, offering hugs, kind words, and shoulders to cry on. Churches across the town opened their doors, providing spaces for prayer, reflection, and solace. Volunteers organized meal trains, delivering home-cooked meals to grieving families and first responders. Local businesses donated proceeds to support the victims' families and fund mental health resources for students and staff. The Winder community demonstrated incredible resilience in the face of unimaginable tragedy. They chose to honor the memory of the victims by coming together, supporting one another, and working to create a safer, more compassionate community for all. Section 5. Justice for the victims. Legal proceedings begin. As the community mourned, the wheels of justice began to turn. Colt Gray, charged with 4 counts of murder and multiple counts of aggravated assault, faced the full weight of the law. Prosecutors, citing the premeditated nature of the crime and the devastating impact on the victims' families, argued that Colt should be tried as an adult. They sought the maximum sentence, determined to hold him accountable for his actions. Colt's defense team painted a picture of a troubled and neglected teenager, failed by a broken system. The trial delved into the complexities of mental health, parental responsibility, and the urgent need for stricter gun control measures. The jury's eventual verdict, while providing a sense of closure, could never truly heal the wounds left by this tragedy. Section 6. the gun control debate reignited. The tragic events in Winder reignited a fierce debate over gun control in the United States. Advocates for stricter regulations pointed to the ease with which Colt Gray obtained his weapon, calling for comprehensive background checks and restrictions on firearm access for minors. Opponents maintained that the focus should be on addressing mental health issues and improving support systems for at-risk youth. The debate was further fueled by the testimonies of survivors and the victims' families, who passionately shared their stories and called for meaningful change. As lawmakers grappled with these complex issues, the nation watched closely, hoping for a resolution that would honor the memory of those lost and protect future generations. Section 7. A call for action. In the aftermath of the Winder tragedy, a powerful movement emerged, driven by the voices of those directly affected by the shooting. Community leaders, activists, and ordinary citizens united to demand change, advocating for policies that would address the root causes of such violence. They called for increased funding for mental health services, stronger support systems for families, and comprehensive gun control measures. The movement gained momentum, inspiring similar efforts across the country and sparking a national conversation about the urgent need for reform. Through rallies, petitions, and heartfelt testimonies, the people of Winder and their supporters sought to transform their grief into action, ensuring that the victims' lives were not lost in vain.